since we're going up to the Mopar Nationals in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and I've had this model kit sitting here for a while, and I was thinking of it when I was driving home from Alabama that, you know, it's a holiday weekend, it's July 4th weekend. We're going to be leaving in 10 days to go up to the Carlisle. So let's build this. This is a famous vehicle. You guys should all recognize it, especially Mopar guys, but anybody, and if you're over 50 years old, you probably remember this. So it's called Hemi Under Glass, and there's a couple of these that are real cars that are around. The guy that actually drove these, he's in his 80s now. He sold them to somebody else a couple years back, and there's like 2 or 3 of these cars that were owned by him. Now there's a couple more that are out there. If you're not familiar with the Hemi Under Glass, what this car is it's actually a Barracuda, first gen Barracuda, that had the engine in the back under the glass, and it does wheelies. It rides its wheelie all the way down the drag strip. It was really cool. As I said, there's plenty of videos on YouTube about the real one. And this is a model kit. This is a reissue model kit. Let's see, who reissued this one? Let's see, round 2. So round 2 has reissued this kit. If we look here, you can see not a lot of pieces. It's a pretty simple kit because it doesn't have a lot of the parts that a regular car does. It's basically a funny car. It has very limited parts. You cannot build this as a regular Barracuda. Now, the reason I haven't opened this yet, notice it's still in plastic, and I've had this for about a year, but it's called a Catch the Cat. So it says 1 in every 12 kits has been molded in metallic gold and retooled original wheels, expanded decal sheet. It's got better chrome parts, and obviously the original packaging. So let's open this together. Take the plastic off. The reason I wanted to show you that I'm taking the plastic, I don't know if this is one of those gold ones. That's really cool. It says 1 in 12 is a gold one, molded in gold. So let's see if we're molded in gold. Some scissors here. Quite hard to do one-handed. Oh, cut that open. All right. So we'll cut this open here, take the plastic off. All right, we have not opened the box yet. I'm doing this one-handed. So here's the kit. The sticker said 1 in 32. Are we lucky? Okay, place your bets. Place your bets right now. Put in your comments whether or not you think this is in gold. Remember, it said 1 in 32. It says 1 in 12. So 1 in every 12 kits is molded in gold. All right, what if if it's in gold we build it, if it's not in gold we don't? Nah, I want to build it. I want to build it, but let's see if it's gold. Okay, ready? Okay, but what if it's in gold? Does that mean we don't paint the gold, or do we just clear coat the gold and then put the black parts and just paint the black areas? What do you think? All right, let's look. You ready? Okay, ready? So here's your chrome pieces. Ah, no, it's not a gold one. It's a white one. Bummer. I was really hoping it was a gold one. So it has all there, and here's the decals. They look like it should be a lot more than that, but they're not. So Hemi Under Glass. So let's see. We build the engine first. Interior very sparse. Put the glass in. The chassis is very easy. And then some chrome pieces. So it's 5 steps, which, by the way, guys, this is a really good beginner model then. So I think what we're gonna have to do is paint. So the paint will be the key to this. The paint is going to be the key to doing this correct. And it doesn't have a painting schematic here. So let's look on the box. And it doesn't have a painting schematic on the box. So we can do 2 things. We can do, which I already did, is you can go online and you can find gold. And so we have this is gold, and this is gold, and then this is gold, and then there's a stripe on the back that's gold, and then this is gold, and the rest is black. And I think there's a couple different ways painting, and also underneath there's like a gold or a black. I think it's gold, might be chrome, but there's a black plate on the bottom of this car because when it would do wheelies all the time, it had like the big Hearst sticker underneath. And the thing is, this doesn't even show you where to put it doesn't even tell you where to put all the decals. So looking at the decals, we've got the side decal, the other side decal. We have the Performance Hertz Research. I wonder if that's the one. The Barracuda, I think that goes on the back, on the trunk. And I think this little H right there, I think that goes underneath. And then we have Frantic Fish. And looks like we have everything here, and it looks like it shows you where it goes, there and there. And then there's the one down here, Barracuda, that goes along the trunk lid on the side. And like I said, I think this one here goes underneath. All right, so we have those. Let's see what else we got. And remember, for some of the stuff here, we're going to use our gold or bronze Sharpies, because we like using Sharpies better than we like paint. It's easier to use for the small stuff. So you've got wheels, and let's see. So we have wheels to put together, and they're very thin. And then we have the big drag strip wheels here. Now these are not rubber wheels, these are plastic wheels, so we're gonna have to paint those. Here's the body, and here's our glass, and then here is our chrome pieces and the Hemi pieces. So what we'll do first is, I think we'll spray the body black and the inside of the body black, because we'll do that with a black primer. It's a paint and primer together, and then we'll paint the gold, because it looks like we can just or maybe, let's see, you know what, no, we're gonna paint the gold first because it looks like the gold. Then we can just tape off the gold there. We can tape off the stripes on the hood down here, and then we'll paint the black. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the gold, we'll paint this gold first, and then the black. We're gonna have to build the tires. That's not a big deal. Don't be afraid of building tires just because they're tires. Like these here, they're not rubber. Now I actually have a set of slicks I could use for this if I chose to. I have a big set of slicks from another model. It's in my part box, but I don't think so. I think we're just gonna use the tires that came with it. Let's do that. We'll use the skinny tires over here, and yeah, so we'll put this together. We need aluminum spray paint to do the inside, the aluminum can, the aluminum inside the body part here. This will come out on the inside of the body. We'll do aluminum in there. And so we'll do some spray paint real quick. We'll put the tires together. I may show you how to put the tires together, and that's where we're at. So let's just get this done. We'll have this done. Today is Wednesday. So if we start it tonight, let's just do some paint tonight. We'll start putting it together tomorrow, Thursday, and I would say we should be done by Friday, maybe Saturday morning. All right, guys. So I think it's only going to take maybe 2 hours to put this together. The paint, and that's one of the things I want to talk to you guys about. Painting, which is why I use a lot of times Sharpies, but paint itself, you really need, when we're spray painting these bodies, we have to paint them and let them sit all night long. Get the paint hard. So give it 24 hours. So we're just going to do some painting of the body parts, painting of other parts. I might put the tires together and then paint those so they're together and glued together. But we're just going to do some painting, general painting, and then we'll put the block together. We'll paint the block as well, and then we'll put everything together. And like I said, we're moving. Normally we have the cameras here and we have lighting here and all this other stuff, but right now I got pretty much an empty table, and so we're just going to build this while I pack. The paint job for the Barracuda is like this, and this is really the only thing we have to go on except for some videos I saw on YouTube. So what we're doing is we are taping off the gold, because we painted this gold. I showed you the gold body that we painted. Now I'm taping off where we are now going to paint black. So we're going to paint all the top stuff black, so that'll get all that black that we need black. And then once that's dry, then we will move the tape up, and then we will paint the bottom rockers black. So this is what we're going to do right now, guys. So this is what it looked like after we sprayed our black paint on it, and in 1 second you'll see what it looks like once we take the paint off, or the tape off. All right, so I'm going to take the tape off here, because we still will have to spray down here at the rocker area. So let's just see what it looks like. Good there. All right, so we have, there's the box, and we have our gold up there, and this gold, by the way, matches the here's the Hearst. So yeah, but Hearst, this gold is way closer than the yellow on the box. So there we go. So now we just have to let this dry for a while. We'll let this dry so we can put tape on it, and then we'll just do the rockers, and then our painting, our taping will be done. So we'll let that sit there like that. We painted the rockers, and I will pull the tape off shortly, and then you'll see the painted body. Okay, so here is the painted body. And you saw how easy it was. So we just sprayed it gold, and then put a piece of tape down the center. And is it 100% even? I don't know. I don't know what the real car was, because when you taught the real cars, they were just painting them. So, but it looks good. It has, I used this blue painter's tape, so yeah, maybe the edge, there's maybe an edge or two that has just a little bit, but it's going to look good when it's done. Hey, good morning, folks. So what you're about to see is a model that I started on July 7th of 2022 down at Fort Myers after I came back from the Hot Rod Power Tour. And then it got put in a box after it was painted and everything. and honestly, I forgot that I never finished it. So it is now July 2023, and so I'm gonna finish it. So if things look different, if I look different, if I look older or different, or my background is different, is because I am now up above Tampa, where I've lived since August, because we moved out of Fort Myers, and so I'm gonna finish it here. Anyway, just wanted to kind of throw you off so you're not like, what the hell just happened? So that's what's going on. All right, guys, so we've already seen that I painted this a year ago. So we painted that a year ago. And so we have all the other assemblies here. We've got the frame that's already been painted silver. The interior tub has been painted silver, or aluminum actually. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the rest of the parts, put the sub-assemblies together, and then as soon as we're done putting the sub-assemblies together, I'll come back, I'll show you those, and then we'll paint. So now we have a lot of the sub stuff done, and it's getting ready for paint. So basically, we've put the in the cockpit, we've gone ahead and glued in the dashboard. We'll put the steering column in later. We've got the engine block this is the actual transmission for this, because the way it sits in the car with the distributor on it. The rest of the stuff's chrome. We've built the blower. We've built the tires, and then I've used sandpaper to sand down. If you look, you can see, oh, maybe not so close up, but I sanded down the surface, and so they're kind of rough, which will look nice when they're black. Parachute is put together, and then we put the suspension together, so we can repaint this silver with everything here. Now, two things. We've realized that there is nowhere in the directions to show where the radiator goes, and this plate here, the square plate that's there, that square plate goes right there, but it's not shown any place in the directions. So this is also where the Hearst mural gets painted underneath. So these are not in the directions, but I know that they do go there. So the other thing is, on this, for some reason, if you look close, you can see right there, there are some indentations that are molded onto this frame, and all they do is get in the way of the tub, because the tub has these two marks there, which go there and there, but these indentations, they just get in the way of this tub being flat. So we're also going to use Mod Podge. We're going to use Mod Podge. If you've never seen Mod Podge, we're going to use Mod Podge, the orange, to glue the glass into this. So, oh, there we go. There we got light. Yay. So we're going to use Mod Podge to put the glass into the body. So we'll do that. Then this is all going to go to paint, so you'll see the paint, and then we'll come back and we'll have the wheels, we'll have the chassis together, we'll have the seats and everything in here together. We should have the engine together, and we'll move on from there, because then we will have to do all the stuff with all the chrome, and then we'll have this together. So next is paint. We come back from paint and final assembly. to using rubber matte black coating for these tires. The belts and the battery and the parachute. I just happen to have this stuff laying around. Never used it on a model before, so we'll see how it works. Yes. Everybody, so let's go over what we have here. Here is the whole chassis, and so we've added a front suspension to it. Now here's a problem, is in the directions it doesn't show where these are, where these go. So I don't exactly know where the radiator goes. I know that this panel goes under here, but it doesn't show it. Now the other thing is, it doesn't show where the engine goes. So I think if I take this engine, and it's somewhat painted and put together, as you can tell, we put a lot of the pieces on here. It still has a couple more pieces to go, but if you can match up the transmission here to the transmission there, And there looks like there is a dent or something made in there. So this should sit, I think it sits like that. Actually, I think this goes right in there. So I think it sits like that. And so that works. And then maybe this goes over top of that or in front of it. I'm not sure. We still have the roll cage to go in. The holes are there for that. That's the holes for there. And then the battery actually goes here. I didn't realize that that's the battery holder there. And it also says, this is a fuel tank, and it says placement is optional. So I have no idea why they would have a placement optional fuel tank. So we have those. We have the cockpit here. It only has 2 gauges on it. If you look inside, you can see the 2 gauges. I just did that with the black wash. And this sits really forward like that. So this will sit really forward. The roll cage goes right there. And then I'll put the exhausts on after I put the motor in, because I think they're gonna pop out underneath like that. So we're gonna do that. Now here's the grill. The grill's all done. We put this the middle piece in that we had to paint gold. So that's done. As I showed you, the glass using Mod Podge, and it is called Mod Podge, MODPODGE. And the orange is the one you want if you're going to get it. You can get them at any hobby shop. Hobby Lobby has it. So here's the body. As you can tell, the glass, see how it just dries perfectly clear. So you don't have to worry about if you get some glue on the glass and you think you're going to see it, you're not. This is 24 hours later. So that's this, and then we could take a little bit of our panel line accent wash here real quick and just go, if anybody knows these cars, they do have these vents right there. And this is like a wash, so it's gonna leave you all the details. It just is a wash. And so then we're gonna go over to here, the front, and we'll do the vent right there, and we'll do a wash in the vent. So it just brings out the detail without actually wrecking your paint or anything like that. So we have that done. So that is all we, oh, one other thing. So here's your tires, and that's real rubber we put on there. So check that out. That looks really good under the lighting, close ass lighting. That looks really, really good. And it looks like real rubber. And it's not. This is a white plastic, but we put a rubber coat. It actually feels like rubber too. So that's pretty cool. Looks like a drag slick. So we have our old school Krager SS's on here. And so we're gonna go ahead and put this together. We'll do a final assembly. I'll show you that when it's done. And after that, we'll put the decals on and we'll complete the model. Let's look at some things. So I put one header together with the opening for this. Now I this little tip piece that's on the end of that, I cut that off. It was a lot easier just to stick it on there. Right here you can see where the plate goes that gets the decal, the Hearst decal for underneath. And then I went ahead and put the parachute on. You can see the parachute right there. And then there's the tail lights, which we did as you saw with a red magic marker, and then or a red Sharpie, and then we also did the logo there with a Sharpie. I'm not real concerned with on this one on doing the silver trim around the windows, because I don't even know if the real one has that. But now you can see why they call it Hemi under glass, because you can actually see the Hemi inside the back window there. So we're almost finished. We just have to put that header on, and I think that's it actually. So we got the header to go on. I left out the radiator. I can't figure out where it goes or where it fits without interrupting everything. And also, if you look, sorry, I used the Mod Podge to glue the body on, so you can't even see the glue, but it's on with hot Mod Podge. And I put the body in first, and then I've just put a strip of glue down the ends there. For the bumper, it was easier to put the body together and then cut these tabs off the bumper and then just slide the bumper in. So that's what I did. And then of course we have the front end is now in. So we're just gonna let it sit here for a little bit and dry. And then when it's all done, we'll go ahead and put decals on. All right guys, so we have this all glued up. It's all together now. No decals yet, but you can see that we have the whole front on. You can look inside, you only see the steering wheel, the shifter, and the single seat. It's in there. You can see the engine with the roll cage. As we turn it around the back, you can actually see the engine in there, connected to the transaxle in the back. And then you also have the parachute here. You have the really nice rear chrome lights that, after using the Sharpie, came out really well. So it looks really, really good. We've got a really nice front grille right there that came out okay. And then underneath, you can see right now we don't have any decals on there, but you've got the slicks, which you don't look plastic at all because they actually got rubber on them. So all the tires are actual rubber. And then you have the engine coming out with the chrome headers that just release right underneath the wheels. So the one cool thing with this is the real car wasn't painted under either, because the real car would go like this and could go down the track. Sometimes it would go all the way up and just drag the butt, and you could read what was underneath there. So this is a really good model kit. It's an easy model kit. The one problem I have with this, and we're gonna show the end here, but I just want to go in. All it has for the directions was the engine, part 1, and then simple body stuff here, but you see they don't talk about what to put underneath. They never show you how to put the engine in or where it hooks up. And there's some other pieces, like they say, fuel tank, location optional. Because there was a couple of these cars, they're not all the same, but this is a beginner kit per se, except that some of the decisions, if you've never built a model, you would have to know how to put it together. So when we come back, we'll have all the decal sheets on. Here's the decal, so we'll put the decals on and it'll be done. But I think it's a really good kit for not beginners, but if you built 7 or 8 car kits, yeah, you can do this. But if you've never built a car kit, this is not a beginner kit. All right, when we come back, you'll see the whole completed car, and so we'll see you shortly. Okay, one other thing. So when we put on our decals, I use a decal set. It's called decal set, and you put it on with a brush if you want. Right here, it'll help the decals go onto the paint. But there is no, there's no place that tells you how to put the decals on the car. So you can kind of go by the art on the box, but this is the only picture on the box. They don't show you a picture of the back or anything. All right, folks. All right, guys, here is the finished Hurst Hemi under glass. So the super famous wheelie car that started in the 1960s and a first generation Barracuda. There are several of these around, and this is the completed car. All we have to do after this is put some Pledge Future on it to make it shiny, but everything is done. It's got all its markings on there. So if you bought the kit, you won't see a lot of these markings because it only shows the driver's side. So the rear view right here, you won't see, so you're gonna have to look that up, which I did. So that's a place for that. And there's a couple of these cars, they're painted a little different, each one. This one here is called the Frantic Fish. And as you can see, when we lift it up, underneath here, when it's doing its wheelies, it shows the Hurst Barracuda underneath. You can see the whole engine and drivetrain. It had basically a gasser front end on it, on the real ones. And so you can see that. And then if we look inside, you can see there's the Hemi in the back and the roll cage and the driver's compartment, which is pretty simple. Just some aluminum and a seat and 2 gauges on the dashboard. That's it. So I hope you enjoyed this build. And like I said, this car is not one build, and this is not one for a beginner. You hopefully have done 5 or 10 car kits before you get to this, only because the directions are so incomplete. Other than that, it's a great model, and you build it the way you want it. I build it the way I want it. It is a real car, but there's several of them, so you can build them however you really want to. And it takes about probably 3 hours, even though it took me over a year to do it, because I moved in the middle of it. So anyway, enjoy. Thanks for watching. Please check out our channel for real cars, model cars, race cars, trucks, junk cars, barn finds, all that kind of stuff. We feature everything. So appreciate it and have a great day. Should they subscribe to this channel even if they don't like cars today for this one?
Probably just for this one.